Hello, this and my other YouTube videos are extracted from the History of Man series, currently 6 books published in print, ebook, and most importantly, audiobook. I'm a storyteller, and if you like these video stories, you'll love the History of Man series audiobooks. Great for commuting, or just sitting back and relaxing. And unlike a novel you've read where you know the ending, you can listen to these books on tape more than once. There's so much to learn. Available on Amazon and audible.com, I narrate the audiobooks. And the best part about that is you can listen to these stories without having to look at my stupid face. And with that said, let's get the show on the road. Hello, this is John Bershoff with another episode of History of Man series. Today's topic, Nobel Prize, nitroglycerin, Kaboom, and angina. In 1847, Italian chemist Ascanio Sobrero invented nitroglycerin. He mixed glycerol, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and it gave TNG, trinitroglycerol, not TNT. But it was too volatile, had no practical application. According to him, you just look at it cross-eyed and it would go kaboom. You'd just as likely blow yourself up as blow off the side of a mountain. Now, he referred to it as black powder, but it was not the original black powder. The original black powder is gunpowder, which is a transmutation of 3 compounds, sulfur, charcoal, potassium nitrate, which is also called saltpeter. Now, the oxygen in saltpeter reacts with the sulfur and carbon, and you get a small boom. And who invented gunpowder? Well, they think Chinese monks in the 9th century AD looking for an elixir of life. I'm sure that was a lively evening. These monks, instead of drinking and living longer, this concoction, they probably blew their heads off. Alfred Nobel took Sobrero's concoction of pure TNG and dialed it down, mixed it with some diatomaceous earth, which is dirt, and it made it less volatile so they could package it and use it, but it was still explosive. Voila! You have dynamite, or TNG. Nobel patented as dynamite from the Greek dynamis, which means power, and ite, I-T-E, meaning belonging to, as if this stuff belongs to something pretty powerful. Kaboom. Now, dynamite is trinitroglycerin, or glycerol, TNG. It is not TNT, which is trinitrotoluene. TNT was invented in 1863 by German chemist Julius Wilbur, and it was more of a liquid, not a powder. Now, everyone, including Wikipedia, thinks dynamite is TNT, and they interchange them, but they're not the same. And it's an interesting side note. TNT is actually the standard upon which all explosives in the universe, according to us humans on Earth, are compared to. That is, like an asteroid strike or a nuclear bomb. 1 megaton of TNT is 1 megaton of TNT, so that's the standard. So what's our examples? Well, a conventional bomb is 10 to the minus 6 megatons of TNT, so not that much. 10 to the minus 3 megatons of TNT might be the amount of solar energy 1 acre of Earth receives in a year. 8 megatons of TNT energy was released by, or would be released by, an average hurricane. 200 megatons of TNT would have been the Krakatoa volcano in 1883. 875,000 megatons of TNT was the last eruption of Yellowstone volcano 70,000 years ago. And yes, Yellowstone Park is an entire volcano caldera. The asteroid strike at Chicxulub in Mexico 66 million years ago that doomed the dinosaurs into extinction was probably 10 to the 7th megatons of TNT. And a typical supernova out there in the universe, an exploding star, is 10 to the 28th megatons of TNT. But anyway, why nitroglycerin TNG got confused with TNT? Probably gifted cartoonist Chuck Jones, the animator, and Michael Maltese, the writer of the Looney Tunes cartoon Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote. They would have a rocket pack on Coyote's back or some type of bomb that Coyote would build, and they would call it dynamite, but actually on the rocket pack it said TNT. They would refer to it as dynamite because vocally dynamite sounds better, but when you're a cartoonist, it's too many letters, so you write TNT because from a cartoon point of view, it's typographically better. And that's probably where the confusion began with Looney Tunes. Dynamite and TNT supply their own oxygen. That's why they're so powerful. They don't use the oxygen in the air. The oxygen's in the chemical structure. And pretty much when they're ignited, all the molecules in the concoction, in the stick, go kaboom instantaneously, like a nuclear bomb where all the atoms are split instantaneously. And that's why it's so powerful. So with dynamite and TNT, when you ignite them, they want to reach temperatures of 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit and expand at 17,000 miles per hour instantly. But if you have it in a stick and you drill a hole in some granite and you stick it in there and ignite it, that ability to go 17,000 miles per hour is denied. So what happens? The explosion, the expansion, shreds the granite. And that's why it's used as an explosive. Now, so that's the story of nitroglycerin. How was nitroglycerin or dynamite discovered to treat angina or chest pain? Now, angina is a reversible spasm of coronary arteries, where they spasm shut, causes some pain, and they open up. A heart attack is non-reversible. It's a block that doesn't open up, and it causes a heart attack. But what was discovered when Nobel was first concocting his dynamite in his factory in Sweden, besides several workers, including his brother, blew themselves to smithereens, was that some of those factory workers who had angina and who were brewing this concoction and got the dust on their hands noticed their chest pain was better. And that's because when the dynamite powder was absorbed, it converts to nitric acid in the body, or nitric oxide. And when nitric oxide would hit the coronary arteries, they were powerful dilators of those arteries. So if you have angina and you take a nitro pill underneath your tongue, those arteries dilate within a minute. Voila, those workers who had angina, chest pain, had immediate relief. English physician William Murrell had a eureka moment. Why not dial down this dynamite powder even further? Not with dirt, but with anything inert like cellulose. So mix this dynamite with cellulose, put it under the tongue, and voila, the angina pain would go away. Now, Nobel, for blowing things up, made buku Swedish krona, that's dollars, made a bunch of money. So much so that he was able to bequeath the Nobel Prizes in chemistry, physics, medicine, literature, and peace. What did physician Murrell, get for inventing nitro for angina pain? Probably a pat on the back. I hope you enjoyed this. This is stories out of my History of Man series books. This is the first History of Man series. There are 6 books out. I'm writing more. They're in print, ebook, Kindle, and audiobook. Every page you turn, you'll learn something new, or you should learn something new. There's a baseline. It's a style of writing called jumping off, where I have a baseline subject. I jump off into other stuff like history and astronomy and geology, art and music and sports, but I always come back. And then I jump off again. It's a style of writing that's not for everybody, but it is entertaining, I promise you, and you'll learn a lot. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this. And have a good day and be well.